Hello, everyone. Greetings, and welcome. Even just those few seconds of music are so beautiful. I find them so settling. Music by Charlie Roscoe from his album The Druid's Garden. I'll put a link up on the credit for the program. Lovely to see everybody coming. From Brittany and the Swiss mountains and Anaheim, California, and Mount Shasta and northwestern British Columbia and Wicklow. Fantastic. Lovely to see you. And do say how you're feeling, how what your mood is. Are you feeling happy and bright? Are you feeling a bit low, settled and quiet and calm, or the opposite? It'd be interesting to get a feel and to hear how you're doing. And it's a way we can get a feeling for everyone in the forest clearing together as we sit there. Politically drained. Gosh, don't get me started on politics. I deliberately, every time I do this, I want to launch into some rant, and I hold myself back because I know that politics is covered in so many channels. It's probably the last direction we should take. Don't let me go there. I was playing with ideas of talking about beginner's mind and how we want beginner's mind in our spiritual life, but we don't want it in politics. Otherwise, we get the kind of mess that we've just seen in Britain over the last week, with the people in charge having beginner's minds. Okay, that's as far as I'll go. I must keep quiet. Okay, feeling good, thanks. Tired from work, feeling okay. Greetings from Lithuania. Hello there to you. Mellow. Fantastic. Tired but happy. As a recovering political science professor, I totally get it. Yes, I know what you mean. Feeling off after the autumn equinox. Okay. Under the weather tonight with COVID. I'm sorry to hear that, Catherine. Okay, tired but inspired. Yes. So hiding from the world. Gosh, yes. I know how that feels. Gosh, hopeful and calm. Well, I think that's one of the ways I see this Tea with the Druid thing. I mean, what is it we do? This 20 to 30 minutes every week is just at the very least to try and create a kind of oasis of calm and support and nourishment, a time when we can check in together, speak together, and somehow draw some nourishment and sustenance from that. Because as sort of beings, I think human beings were remarkably resilient. I mean, not always, of course, but remarkably resilient in being able to just drop into a place of tranquility or refreshment, even for a short while, which just gives us enough energy and stability to keep going. So I wanted to start off by thanking everybody for so many people for offering to be beta testers. I mentioned last week that Steve Hansen and I had launched a Tarot and Chakras course, and we wanted some beta testers to test it out. We were pretty sure it's great, and we've proofread it and proof listened and proof watched the course, but you always miss something, and we wanted to have some people test drive the course. So, but a lot of people offered to do this, and thank you for that. We decided only to pick a small group, and we just did it on a first come, first served basis. And in fact, when I was trying to work out how to give access to the beta testers without opening the course, I couldn't work out how to do it. Like either open the course and give access to everybody or nobody. So and then I thought, well, why not? Let's just have a kind of pre-launch. We're going to launch it officially on the 2nd of November. But, in case you want to see it before, I'll or join in post pre-launch. Here is the link, and if you go there, you can go straight in. And if there are any errors or improvements that we need to make, we will do that. You have access to it in perpetuity, but we'll, over the next, up until the 2nd of November, we'll make those changes, we'll make those improvements. And then from the 2nd of November, it will be the launch date. And then hopefully more people will join the course. So it'll be lovely to see you. If you want to do that, that will be great. And thank you for offering. Oh, I clicked. Thank you, Michelle. I'm clicking all the wrong buttons here. Here we go. Oh no, I'm trying to. Okay, right, there we go. Anyway, so that's it. Thank you so much. And this tonight, what I thought we'd do is we do a meditation from the course, a little sample, a sort of kind of adapted meditation to give you a feel for it. But let me tell you first about an experience I had this morning and see if you've ever had this experience. I was just going for a brief walk outside, and as I was walking along, I just caught this perfume. It was just this aroma. I actually stopped and tried to find the flower that this was coming from, and I couldn't find it. And I walked back and looked around. And it was unusual because it's a strange time of year for something to be in bloom, perhaps. But the effect this aroma had on me was it lifted my spirits. This little inrush of joy came into my heart and soul. It was just absolutely lovely. And then this theme carried on through the day, because for the rest of the day, I've been working on finishing up on a book I've been writing about approaches to insomnia. And so I'm looking at all the different ways that you can tackle insomnia. And one of the ways now is through the use of cannabis, which is, of course, legal in a number of places, and the use of CBD, which is legal in many more places because it doesn't have any components that change your consciousness, any psychoactive components. And in researching this for the book and seeing the pros and cons of using it for sleep and so on, and there are some cons, which is that it may be changing your sleep architecture over time, and that may not be good, although the research hasn't been done on it. The research has been done to show that it does help people fall asleep more quickly and stay asleep, but we don't know about this more long-term effect. And I discovered that for CBD, which does have an effect on relaxing you, that some people are working with a combination of CBD and terpenes. Now, what are terpenes? Terpenes, there are over 30,000 different terpenes have been identified, and they're molecules that give us perfumes and tastes. So incredibly important. And in fact, one of the major benefits that comes from forest bathing, walking in the woods, is the fact that we're breathing in these terpenes and they're going into our bloodstream, they're being integrated into our bloodstream, and they're having an effect on our immune systems, strengthening it, and so on. So terpenes have this tremendous ability to help us. So presumably this morning when I was walking along, some terpenes came in from this mysterious flower, and it affected my mood immediately. So incredibly inventive as human beings are, there are companies that are now making cocktails which combine terpenes with CBD. You can make your own cocktails too. You can take terpenes and put a few little drops in a glass with some fruit juice and a few little drops of CBD oil as well, and drink this cocktail that may help you to go to sleep. So this theme of working with perfumes has been with me through the day. And this is where we come to the chakras, because you may well know that the chakras are associated with perfumes too. If you go online, you'll find all sorts of lists and pretty diagrams of chakras and perfumes, and not everybody agrees, as with everything, and so there are different ones. So I was tuning into this whole theme of perfumes and chakras and what it means, and these few lines came to me. One perfume, one sound, one ground of all being. One people, one earth. May there be peace. So let's do a meditation with the chakras, working with perfume. And in the course, we work with all 7 chakras, but that would be too long for us. So we'll just work with 3 of the chakras. Just a brief meditation, and just treat this as an experiment, as fun. And just being, if you want to do this, just be aware of being seated here in front of your screen, fully present here and now, and maybe lowering your gaze or closing your eyes to make it easier to concentrate on yourself if you want to take this meditation. And whilst being aware of being here in front of your screen, maybe allow, to the degree that you can, this awareness to gently fade as we go into a guided visualization of entering into an old bookshop. Now imagine now sometimes imagining going somewhere can take you away, because you feel you have to concentrate. So you might like to even imagine the bookshop sort of coming to you. You just find yourself walking in, and there's that lovely ting noise of a bookshop door, those old-fashioned doorbells. Ting, and you go in. And there's the bookstore owner at the back of the shop who nods and says good evening to you, and you go in, and there's this lovely musty smell that old bookshops have. Just breathe that in for a moment. As you look around at all these lovely old books around you. And now you might immediately be able to imagine that smell of an old bookshop. But here's a little trick if you can't imagine it. And the trick is just to pretend that you can. Just tell yourself you can. Just pretend you can. Just imagine the smell. And pick up a book. Just take a book from the shelf. And imagine it's rather a lovely old book, and you open it and just lower your nose to the book and have a little sniff to get that old book smell. We're just getting our olfactory imaginations, our ability to imagine smells. We're just flexing our muscles at the moment in this part of the meditation. So just breathe in that old book smell. Now you close the book and put it back on the shelf. And you say thank you to the bookstore owner, and you start to walk out of the bookshop. But they call out to you and they say, oh, I couldn't help you being interested in that old book about cars. You didn't realize it, but it was about old-fashioned vintage cars. Come with me. I'd love to show you my vintage car. And you say, okay. And they lead you out of the shop a couple of doors down to their house, and there's a garage by the house. They open the garage door and they invite you into their garage where there's a lovely old vintage car. And just stop and smell the garage. That kind of spilled oil on the floor smell and the old car smell. Just breathe it in. If you don't like old car smell, just, it's not that strong, but just breathe it in. And then they invite you just to sit in the car. They open the door and it's all this lovely leather and walnut trim. And it smells just lovely inside this car. So you thank them and walk out. And they bid you goodbye. and you walk down this little village street, and you come to a little public garden, and there are hyacinths growing there. So you're surprised. You see some hyacinths growing, and you breathe in the smell of the hyacinths as you walk. And then you see there's a bench over on the other side of the garden, and you decide to sit down. Sit down on the bench, and you just close your eyes, just letting go and relaxing. And you move your awareness down to your feet, and you feel your feet on the ground, the good earth beneath you. And you just gradually move your awareness up your legs. And now maybe this garden has come to you. So you haven't gone to this garden, you're just in this garden now. And so you're actually working with your physical body now, and your energy body, just moving your awareness up your feet, up your legs, your thighs, just moving your awareness until you get to the base chakra. The base chakra at the base of the spine. You just tune into this part of the body and see if you can start to smell sandalwood. Just as you breathe in and you breathe out, you just smell sandalwood. If you're not familiar with the smell of sandalwood, you can try cinnamon or ginger. See if you can relax into the smell. There's a way in which, as you imagine a smell, when you try too hard, it kind of slips out of your grasp. So it's almost like you just catch, just like in real life, the way you catch wafts of scent. It wafts, you get a waft of it, and then it just diminishes, and then it comes back again. And now let that go and just start to move your awareness up the trunk of your body until you get to the heart area. And now just sense the smell of roses. You might know the smell of attar of roses. You might even have been to the Valley of the Roses in Bulgaria, this beautiful place where much of the attar of roses comes from. The smell of rose, just see if you can catch it on the breeze as you connect with your heart chakra. And see if you can allow your heart chakra just to blossom a little, unfurl a little, as you tune into the smell of roses. And now move your awareness gradually from the heart up to the shoulders, letting the perfume, the sense of the perfume go. As you move your awareness up your neck, and then gradually up your jaw, mouth, up your face, up to your crown chakra. And as you connect with the top of your head, just see if you can smell frankincense. And now you might like to just let go of any smell. Just see if any particular perfume comes to you now. gradually moving your awareness down to your whole body, just aware of your whole self seated here. And just allow whatever perfume comes that is just right for you and that can be soothing and healing for you right now. And then gently allow that sense of that perfume to fade as you become of your whole body, your whole self, seated here, fully present, here and now. And when you feel ready, you open your eyes. One perfume, one sound, one ground of all being. One people, one earth. May there be peace. So let's see. If you feel like it, type in what you smelled. Don't follow a stranger into a garage. Yes, I know, this was a nice person, and I got the smell straight away. The reason I chose that, just so you know, is it's a particularly strong smell, evocative smell. Palo Santo, fresh pine and fresh cut grass, banana bread. Oh, lovely. Gosh, yes. Cider, benzo and cider. Wow. Almost dozed off. Mint, violets, lavender. Smelling the book made my mouth start watering. That's unusual. At the end, I smelled narrowly orange blossom. Apples, vanilla and cotton. Bourbon, leather, sandalwood, rose, honeysuckle. Patchouli, eucalyptus. Visited my old Morris Minor. Every smell was very clear and ended with honeysuckle. How nice, from a Morris Minor to a honeysuckle. That's great. I could smell the forest in the rain. Lemongrass, warm vanilla and fruit. Petrichor, yes. Damp earth. Smell the I could only smell the roses. Good for you. Heliotrope, yes. Lilies, my nan, lovely. My mouth watered at the book too. That's two people who want to get their teeth into sink their teeth into a book. That's great. Vetiver and rose. Help me. I'm going to change epilepsy medication in the coming days. Martin, we send you all the best wishes for that. May that change in medication be really helpful to you. Damp burning autumn leaves and damp moss. Wood smoke. Yes. Spikenard. Oh, this is fantastic. Magic scents healing me, says Drew. My dog. How lovely. Yes, the smell of a dog. Or horse. I love the smell of horses. You know, when you nuzzle up to their neck. Wonderful floral perfume. Whole store roses and flowers. Yes. Fantastic. Ginger and roses. How wonderful. Oh, that's so great to see. Well, thank you so much. Do by all means. Oh, and Elizabeth is changing her narcolepsy meds. Oh, well, good luck for you too. I hope it goes really well. I could see the rough texture of the pages. Yes. Oh, wow. Lots and lots of lovely medicine. So let me say one more thing, which is tomorrow night. You may not know this, but I think it's every Tuesday. Maybe it's not maybe it's once a month on a Tuesday, or maybe it's every Tuesday. River will have to correct me. But you know, Obod has a school of celebrancy run by the wonderful River Jones. And we teach people how to conduct funerals and weddings and baby namings and community blessings. And if you don't know about this, have a look at schoolofcelebrancy.org, and you'll see we do these courses. And there are, at 8:00 tomorrow night, you can go live onto this channel, and you can talk to River. River will be there live, and you can ask any question you like about rites of passage, about celebrancy. Now, I believe, my understanding is that in the United States, celebrancy isn't used so much. Chaplaincy, I think, may be the term that you use. But you can go on and you can talk about that. It's, you may have been asked to help with a wedding. You may have been asked to do a funeral for someone. Whatever it is, just ask River, just any questions you have. And she'll be happy to talk to you. So it's 8 o'clock UK time, this time tomorrow evening. In the meanwhile, have a great evening or morning or whatever time of day it is for you, and much blessings, much love, many blessings, and I'll see you next week. Okay, bye.